Hey, man. Well, welcome to the NWGA all classification preview. Benton got us hooked up with a nice preview there. Had me bouncing in my seat over here. But yeah, like I said, these are just spring previews. We're going to do every classification that we cover from 7A down to 1A. Tonight's show, we'll cover 7A and 6A. Like I said, we're not going to make any predictions or anything like that. This is kind of like what we expect to see in the spring and summer, what we're looking forward to from each team, what we expect from them going into the fall. Benton, what's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. Glad to be talking some football, ready for some spring action to get going. We got about 3 weeks of spring, starting 1st of May probably. Bunch of games. We're going to try to get a look at a bunch of different teams this spring, and excited about football.
Yeah, I got to thinking about spring last year, man. Spring's always like, you get excited for that one game. You go out there and you watch it. You're ready for football, and then you have to wait 3 more months.
Then you got to wait. And we often find ourselves. I know, man, you did. We trying to get anything football, so we end up at 7-on-7s and the mini camp stuff, which is good. I mean, I enjoy doing that too, but it ain't like real football.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out next month, man, in May when spring starts. I'm a week off and try to get out to as many practices as I can see, man, because I'm just ready for football season.
Me too.
All right, man, let's get to it. Let's just start at the top. Let's start with the big boys.
The biggest elephant in the room.
7A, the Carrollton Trojans. We all know what they did last year, making it to the state championship game. This kind of gives you an idea of what they have coming back, what they're losing. Losing 3 all-region players, and they have 8 first-team all-region guys coming back.
8 first-team all-region. I mean, there's only 11 on each side, so I mean that's a big percentage of the all-region team.
Yeah, and it's not just first-team all-region guys. You've got the region offensive player of the year in Bryce Hicks coming back. You've got the offensive player of the year in Julian Juju Lewis coming back. Caleb Odom, wide receiver, might be one of the top recruits in our area. Loaded, absolutely loaded.
Yeah, man, you just named those 3. Juju over 4,100 passing yards and 48 touchdowns. We were talking about Bryce Hicks off air, over 1,600 rushing, 22 rushing touchdowns, 750 yards receiving with 10 touchdowns. I mean, this dude's a do it all back. A little bit undersized, I think most people would say, but he's going to play somewhere. Very talented. And then Odom, 6'3", 6'4".
They say he's 6'6".
Maybe 6'6", even bigger. Yeah. I'm a big fan of they got a senior tight end coming back, Jordan White. I seen him last year. It seemed like in the first half of can't remember what game it was. Maybe when they went and played one of those Gadsden teams down there, and he had 3 or 4 touchdowns in the first half. Juju was hitting him up. He's a big 6'3", 6'4" guy himself. So.
Yeah, I think it's September 2nd, September 3rd, man. They'll be here at Barron Stadium. I know that's one a lot of people have circled on their calendar.
Yeah, I'm gonna refrain from commenting on that one because as we did this research, we're going to talk about Rome a little later in the show, but Rome's got a lot coming back too, so we'll see.
Yeah, I tell you, the only thing that would worry me is if I was a Carrollton fan is, it really wouldn't worry me with all those guys you got coming back. But last season they were the underdog.
Yeah.
Now they're the hunted. Do they still have that chip on their shoulder? Are they able to keep that intensity they had last year? But I wouldn't be surprised if they're back at Mercedes-Benz this year in the final.
I totally agree with you. That would not shock me one bit. I was going to pull up their schedule. We hadn't really talked about their schedule this year. They don't even They don't even have it completely posted, so never mind.
All right, man. Let's move on to our next 7A school we cover here in Northwest Georgia football. North Paulding Wolfpack. This is a team we started following last year for the first time, man. So we're just kind of getting used to these fellas down in Paulding County. But had a great season last year, 7-4. They were region champs, first region title in 9 years. They're losing 5 first team all region guys and 3 coming back.
Yeah, losing very important players too. Losing, quarterbacks, running back. One of your favorite running backs in the area last year. I remember you talking about him a lot. Just kind of a do it all back in that region down there, Region 3, I believe it is.
Yeah, Region 3, 7A.
Yeah, Region 3, and they do have some returning. I was looking down my list. Javarius George, he was an honorable mention, All-State. Aiden Maddox, defensive lineman, All-State honorable mention. I mean, there are players on the team. You look for, you got senior running back Jaden Clayton. Look for him to have a big year. And then the only other person that completed any passes at all last year or listed as a quarterback is Austin Nagy, and he'll be a senior this year. So we'll see if he takes over the quarterback role or if somebody else steps up. But it's it's going to be, I won't say a rebuild, but you're losing a lot of people. So there's going to be new faces. And that those new faces will be ready to step up and try to get them back-to-back region titles.
Yeah, I guess the biggest question I'd have if I was a Wolfpack fan heading into the spring is who's going to play quarterback. You've got George out at wide receiver.
Yep.
I know he's got offers, if not interest, from a lot of schools, but you got to have somebody throwing the ball. I'm sure Wolfpack fans will be checking it out this spring, man, see what's going down.
Yeah, like I said, Austin Nagy is the only one that was listed on their roster as a alternative quarterback last year, and he'll be a senior this year, so he could be an option. But besides that, kind of keeping it close to the vest.
Yeah. All right, man, let's move on to 6A. We follow a few teams in Region 5, 6A. South Paulding Spartans, man, good season last year, 8-4, came in second in the region. Losing 7 first-team all-region guys.
Yeah,
have zero returning.
Another one of those teams that I won't say decimated, but a lot leaving, a lot of production leaving from the quarterback to the running back, receivers, defensive linemen, a little bit of everybody leaving. I was looking through who's returning though. Mr. Gabe Bobbitt, he's a tight end in the 24 class, 6'4", about 230. I think he's got a few offers already from like Howard and Austin Peavy. So he might be somebody that they could throw the ball to.
Yeah, you figure you lost your quarterback to Colorado, your running back to Kentucky, lineman to Louisville. That's hard to replace, man.
Yeah, especially. I mean, that sounds like what a JUCO school would lose, not a high school. That's pretty darn good.
Yeah, they got a new guy at the helm this year. Maurice Allen's taken over. Spent the last 3 years at Pebblebrook. 2021 Offensive Coordinator of the Year, and 2022 Quarterback Coach of the Year.
So he's been getting it done then.
Yeah, but who they have to face over there in Region 5, 6A though.
Yes, unfortunately.
You just chalk up Langston Hughes in the number 1 spot, I think. I hate to say it, because everybody has a chance, but you got to pencil Hughes in at number 1.
Oh man, yeah. When you go down, go ahead.
Paulding County Patriots, man, our second team from Region 5, 6A. Great season last year. First winning season in 8 years. First playoff appearance in 7 years. Came up to Barron Stadium, round one of the playoffs. Losing 2 all-region players and returning 0. But they do have a second-team kid coming back. Second-team all-region running back, Andre Ginopoulos.
There you go.
He was a freshman last year.
I was gonna let you tackle that one.
I still probably killed it, but
this is one of those teams that I know less about. I mean, it's hard to find anything on them. Like you said, they first winning season in 8 years, first playoff appearance in 7. It's going to be very interesting. So the new head coach they have, you said he spent the last 2 years at South Paulding?
Yeah, last 2 years at South Paulding. Eric Sumu Robinson coming over from South Paulding. And we see what he did at South Paulding in the last 2 years. Heck of a coach. He'll have the guys ready.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think they're going to be a little on the young side this year. But I think those last 2 playoff spots in Region 5, 6A are wide open. I think you've got, Langston Hughes, of course, and Douglas County. I think are probably the two schools, a little head and shoulders above the rest going in. But
Douglas is losing a good bit too. So, but I know that Langston Hughes is going to get the big quarterback back for his senior year. So that'll be tough.
East Paulding Raiders.
The Raiders.
The other team from Paulding County down there, Region 5, 6A. They had a tough season last year in the win-loss column, 3-7, 1-6 in the region. Losing 1 all-region, first-team all-region kid at defensive back. 0 first-teamers returning. But they do have 2 second-teamers who I think have the potential to be the best player at their position going forward. A couple of juniors, Javon Parker and kicker Landon Schaefer.
Yep, and they were. I'm pretty sure they were both all-region honorable mention. They were right there on the cusp last year. Most people think honorable mention. They don't think it's that good, man. With that region, you're talking about some supremely talented dudes there last year. So just to get on the honorable mention, that means you're getting something done. So I agree with those guys. And then you have, 2 of their leading pass catchers that'll be back will be juniors, Brian Allen and Cameron Jones, and Mr. Thompson at quarterback. He'll be a senior. He had over 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns last year through the air. So I look for them to improve on that record from last.
Yeah, I can say from being a big Twitter guy, I'm on Twitter all the time, that East Paulding this offseason has blown Twitter up, man. So, they're excited. They're buying into the program. They're posting stuff all day, every day. Like I said, it's been a 5-year drought, a 5-year playoff drought for the Raiders. This might be the season they get it done.
It very well might be. We might be talking about the Raiders come playoff time and the playoff shows.
All right, let's move on to Region 6, 6A. The one team we follow from Region 6, 6A, the Rome Wolves. 12-2 last year. And 2 losses were to Carrollton and Langston Hughes. They're losing 4 first-team all-region guys. 4 very good players. But they have 7 first-team guys coming back.
Man, they got a lot coming back. I'd be mistaken if I didn't mention first senior quarterback Reese Fountain, over 3,000 yards passing, 28 touchdowns. Offensive player of the year from last year was DK Daniel. Yeah, DK Daniel, all region offensive player of the year. They got a long list. On the offensive line, Jarvis Adams, all region first team last year. Defensive lineman Justin Terrell, all region first team. Trayvon Adams, defensive end, all region first team. I mean, and the list just keeps going and going. All region first teamers coming back. Javarius McDermott, junior running back, was not on the all region team this year, but I think this next year you could be seeing him because I think he's gonna have a big year for the Wolfpack. And then there's kids there that's going to step up that you've never heard of. So add those kids in.
That's what I was just about to say. There's one that you know well that might step up this year.
I'm interested to see how he does this year. This is it's his senior year, right?
Senior year.
Yeah. So I hope he has a good year. You want to call his name? Or
Nick Hester.
Nick Hester, yes, sir.
Nick Hester slated to play wide receiver out there this year.
Yeah, I think you get him the ball, he can make things happen for sure. He could be one of those that I was talking about that's kind of been unnamed or unheralded that could have a big year for the Wolves.
Yeah, like I said, this is the 9th year under Coach Reed, 8 straight playoff appearances. We know they've won a couple of championships. Coach Reed's done a great job down there. I don't see any reason why the Wolves don't get back at least to the semifinals, if not the final this year.
I totally agree with you. I don't I mean, their region is not terrible, but I think that they're going to handle most of the teams in their region, especially later in the year once they get going.
I'll tell you what, they got a pretty good schedule early in the season. I know they play Cass and the Corky Kale, and then they have Carrollton week 3, I think.
Yeah, Cass is one of those talented teams that we'll talk about in the days to come. But Carrollton, we've already spoken on how talented they are.
Yeah, like I said, that concludes our Region 7 6A spring previews. I want to apologize to everybody that's watching for me wearing this striped shirt. It's about driving me crazy, so I know it's driving you crazy. Not like an optical illusion,
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll speaking of Cass, man, we'll cover 5A next time around. I need a couple more days to figure that one out.
Yeah, and the next one we'll have 5A. We'll have Region 5 team Villa Rica, and then a bunch of the locals in Region 7: Calhoun, Cartersville, Cass, Dalton, Hiram, and Woodland of Cartersville.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one to watch this year. I know a lot of people are looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll begin our deep dives on all those teams and try to find what we can find about who's returning, who's leaving, and all that, and have some interesting information, I think, once that next show comes out. We've got a lot of mixed feelings on how Region 7 5A could turn out. A lot of talented players, some good teams there.
Yeah. I know, over the next few weeks, Benton and myself are going to be out watching as many practices as we can. I know Benton's a Chattooga Indian guy. He'll probably be up there a lot. I'm going to try to get around part of the state as much as I can on my week off. I look forward to seeing people out at the field. Look forward to seeing some games in a few weeks.
Yep.
It's football time, I hope.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. We'll see you next time.